Right friends, welcome to capsule number 6. This is Read Between the Lines. We are going to discuss 4 issues. First one is All India Trinamool Congress is the 7th national party in India, and at present there are 6 national parties. One is the Bharatiya Janata Party, Indian National Congress, CPIM, CPI, Bahujan Samaj Party, Nationalist Congress Party. Now Trinamool Congress became the 7th national party, and it is recognized as a state party in West Bengal, Tripura, Manipur and Arunachal Pradesh. As it is recognized as a state party in 4 states, it is eligible to become national party. And you may ask, what are the guidelines for becoming a national party? Basically, this is as per Election Symbols Reservation and Allotment Order of 1968. The conditions to be met are as per Election Symbols Reservation and Allotment Order of 1968. There are 3 conditions. If a party satisfies one of the conditions, that is enough. The first condition is the candidates set up by the party in any 4 or more states in the last general elections to Lok Sabha or to the state legislative assembly should secure not less than 6% of total valid votes polled in each of those states. What I mean to say is, in the general elections to Lok Sabha or elections to the legislative assembly of that state, the party should secure not less than 6% of total valid votes. And if this happens in 4 states, then second condition is also to be met. It has to return at least 4 members to the House of People or Lok Sabha in the general election from any state or states. Right? So 4 Lok Sabha members at the same time, not less than 6% of the valid votes polled in 4 states. This is one condition. If this is met, that is enough. It can become national party. Then if it is not met, one more condition is there. That condition is, in the last elections to the Lok Sabha, the party has to win at least 2% of the seats, and 2% comes to 11 Lok Sabha seats. So the party has to get 11 Lok Sabha seats, and these 11 Lok Sabha members should represent from not less than 3 states. So 11 Lok Sabha members to represent from not less than 3 states. So if this condition is met, that is enough. Then third condition is there. If 1 and 2 are not met, one more condition is there. One more condition is the party is to be recognized as state party in at least 4 states. Now the Trinamool Congress met this third condition. It is recognized as a state party in West Bengal, Tripura, Manipur and Arunachal Pradesh. That's why it got national party status in our country. So now, including INTMC, we have 7 national parties as on date. Look at the next one. Union government notified National Apprenticeship Promotion Scheme. This will be monitored by Directorate General of Training, Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. This is very important. If someone talks about the nodal authority for National Apprenticeship Promotion Scheme, the nodal authority is Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. The goal is to train 50 lakh apprentices by 2019-20. The basic aim is to increase job opportunities with skills upgradation. Skills among youth in our country is not up to the mark. So as to increase job opportunities with the skills upgradation, this program is contemplated by the government, and 50 lakh apprentices will be trained by 2019-20. Outlay is rupees 10,000 crore, and central government will share 25% of the stipend. When a person is undergoing apprenticeship, he will be paid stipend, and that stipend 25% will be borne by the central government, and at the same time central government will also bear 50% of total expenditure incurred on providing basic training. And if someone talks about what is the main aim of National Apprenticeship Promotion Scheme, basically to increase job opportunities with the skills upgradation to the youth of this country. Look at third important aspect, that is excess capacity created in the steel industry, and China is mainly responsible for this mess. Total capacity created is 2,300 million tons across the world, and total demand is hardly 1,600 to 1,700 million tons, and China accounts for almost 50% of the production, and India stands at third position with 110 million tons. And the biggest problem at present the world is facing with regard to the excess steel capacity created basically in China. Because of this reason, China is dumping steel products across the world. Several countries have resorted to anti-dumping measures. What is meant by dumping? Dumping is nothing but selling the product at below market price. China is resorting to selling the steel products at below market price so as to save the jobs of Chinese people, because they created excess capacity. If they do not dump steel products, what will happen? Factories will be closed and jobs will be lost. And China is not ready for that. So, under these circumstances, the world is facing problems. Across the world, steel industry is suffering badly because of excess steel capacity created by China. Right, look at the last point, sedition and reiteration by the Supreme Court. All of you are well aware, in recent times, sedition charges were slapped on several people. They include the famous writer Arundhati Roy, then Dr. S.P. Uday Kumar, anti-nuclear activist who was fighting for the rights of people near Kudankulam power project, then folk singer S. Kovan, then Dr. Binayak Sen, activist, Kanhaya Kumar, JNU student leader, and these are some of the examples on whom the sedition charges were slapped by the government. And under these circumstances, the Supreme Court reiterated recently that someone's statement criticizing the government does not invoke an offense of sedition or defamation. If someone criticizes government, that does not qualify for sedition. And what sedition means? That is violent revolution against the government. If your speeches will lead to violent revolution against the government, then that only should attract sedition charges. This was reiterated by the Supreme Court last week. And you may ask, what is meant by sedition? Sedition means conduct or speech inciting people to rebel against the authority. In fact, this is the word famous during the colonial era, during British rule, and in fact, Article 124A of IPC 1860 was included in the year 1870. And basically, British government introduced this so as to crush people who are fighting for independence. But now, in the present day India, this is creating many problems. And Article 124A of IPC 1860 talks about any attempt to bring into hatred or contempt or excites or attempts to excite disaffection towards the government established by law is punishable with imprisonment for life. If somebody is charged with sedition and if the charges are proved true, then he will be punished with imprisonment for life. And Supreme Court in previous occasions also stated that persons can be charged with sedition only if there is incitement to violence, and if the speech or writings lead to disorder or disturbance in law and order, then only this sedition charges are to be slapped. And during 1978 also, Supreme Court felt the same view. And if you look at the constitutional provisions, freedom of speech and expression is a fundamental right under Article 19(1)(a), no doubt about it. And at the same time, Article 19(2) imposed reasonable restrictions. And the first amendment to the Constitution of India in 1951 imposed further restrictions. Though freedom of speech and expression is a fundamental right under Article 19(1)(a), but it has got reasonable restrictions in this country. And what I mean to convey is, as per the interpretation of Supreme Court, sedition charges are to be framed when the criticism of the government leads to violent revolution. Mere criticism of government does not invoke an offense under sedition. Right? So this is the reiteration by Supreme Court, and it reiterated, in fact, the judgment of 1962 in Kedarnath Singh versus State of Bihar. Right, friends, with this, let us conclude the read between the lines. Have a nice day. This is the last capsule for the week. Thank you.